So, welcome learners. Now, we will study about the problem centered curriculum. In the previous lecture, we have studied the historical development of this problem centered curriculum, from where it was originated since Socratic in 5th BCE, and what were the contemporary philosophers told about it. Now we will see what it is. The problem centered curriculum is a progressive approach to education. It focuses on using real world problems as the basis for learning. Therefore, instead of just memorizing facts, this emphasizes and helps the students to have direct applications of knowledge in solving increasing complicated, authentic problems. Strongly based on constructivist approach, that is constructivist theories of education, and predisposed by such thinkers as John Dewey, this curriculum calls for active learning, critical thinking and collaboration with others. This makes the student take ownership of learning as he addresses problems that are real to his life and society. So, the specific feature of this problem centered curriculum is that it encourages the students for the active participation and also encourages to develop the critical thinking among the students by introducing or by identifying the real life situation. And another kind of specific feature is that a student tries to understand what kind of problem exists in the real life situation and how can we solve it. So, the main purpose and the main objective of this problem centered curriculum is that to develop the skills to solve the problem, that is problem solving skills. John Dewey's and Kilpatrick's this project method is also helpful to provide a kind of direction for this problem solving learning, because they also proposed that students should actively participate. They should try to understand, they should try to identify the reasons of that particular problem and try to collect the data to solve these problems. So, the student should be encouraged to reach at a solution, what kind of solution is needed for this particular life problem. So, this problem centered learning was not giving kind of recommendation for the rote learning. So, these all against the rote memorization, and it was realized that rote memorization is only for short duration. But when the student is actively participate, actively doing the work and actively trying to see that what is the reason of that particular phenomena, ultimately he will be able to search the things in the environment. So, this problem based learning is very essential to develop the mental faculties of the learner, to empower the learner and to make him confident and to develop a kind of skills that is required to solve the problem based and a kind of problem based situation. So, this kind of learning is also comes under the head of this umbrella, that is constructivist theories of education. So, the constructivist theories also says that the construction of concept and construction of this kind of theories and facts is possible only by passing through a certain processes. So, constructivist theory is applicable in this kind of problem solving learning. An issue based curriculum structures the content of education around actual problems that learners are to solve. Subjects are not taught in a compartmentalized manner because interconnected knowledge for holistic understanding and practical application is being cultivated. Such an approach encourages deep engagement with the learning process, since learners explore, inquire and create solution for meaningful issues. So these are the specific characteristic of these problem centered curriculum that says that in this kind of problem solving strategy, or in this kind of problem centered curriculum, we never like to study the subjects in a segmented form or in a compartmental kind of learning. And it was proposed that all the subjects should be taken as an interdisciplinary approach. And we also observe in this historical development of this kind of learning that interdisciplinary approach was proposed by STEM educators. So, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, all were studied in an integrated form. So, nowadays we are also saying that the curriculum should approach this interdisciplinary kind of curriculum, and it has been recommended in national education policy also that it should be interdisciplinary approach, so that we can learn and the students can learn the subject in an integrated form. What is beneficial from this kind of learning, what is beneficial from another subject, and how can we correlate these two, and how can we formulate a kind of another education and another kind of discipline, so that we can integrate each and other components, and we can understand that what is the kind of learning that the students have. So this practical approach is also here, and active participation of a student is also here, and compartmentalized or the segmented kind of education was reduced, and interconnected knowledge for holistic understanding. Holistic understanding means knowledge, wider concept, and practical application is being cultivated. And this approach also encourages deep engagement with the learning process, since learners explore, inquire and create solutions for meaningful issues. So this learning, this kind of curriculum where we give emphasis to the problem solving strategies, this kind of curriculum makes the learner to explore the real life situation, to inquire what is really happens and what is really exists, and to create a solution for a meaningful issues that exist in the real life situation of the students. So it is direct approach that gives importance to the practicals, that gives importance to the interconnected knowledge, interdisciplinary approach, and that also creates a kind of critical thinking among the students, and it makes the students more confident, and it also says that the learner should try to find out the solution of these particular problems. Now the key features of problem centered curriculum that we have studied and that we have tried to understand, that what are the specific features of this problem centered curriculum. This focus on real world problems. It means what is around the student and what kind of issues exist in the real situation where the student has to live. Involves students in learning about real challenging problems relevant to students' lives or societal needs. So it also involves a kind of challenging problem for the students that they have to solve. Relevant, that is have certain kind of significance, certain kind of justification for the students, and it is also a kind of need of the society. So what is education? When we define the education, education means that makes a person perfect, and that helps the learner to lead quality life. The same kind of spirit is here, that the educationists are trying that in which situation the student is and what kind of problems he is facing, that should be solved in such a way that they could realize that what are the reasons of that particular phenomena. So, my dear learners, these problems could be local, these problems may be local. For instance, pollution in the community, that may be related to environment, global, and it may be at the global level, such as addressing water scarcity. If there is these kind of environmental problems, that is, there is change in climate, there is pollution, and there is a kind of lack of water. So, these are the environmental problems. How can we solve these problems? We can solve these problems by developing the awareness among the masses, by adopting the strategies that are essential to solve these problems. So, these problems should be addressed in the educational institutions, so that the student should be familiarized that what is really needed in outer environment. So, these problems could be local, for instance, pollution in the community, or global, it may be at a global level, such as addressing water scarcity, that is lack of water, that we are using a plenty of water, every time there is flow of water, we are not even taking a kind of precautions that after using this tap we should stop it, and when the water is flowing, there should be a kind of measures, there should be a kind of stop, that how can we stop this kind of flow of water and utilize it as it is needed, not too much use and not to wastage of water and other kind of natural resources that we are not taking care of, and we are passing through lot of environmental problems. So, these problems should be the part of educational institutions, and the student should be familiarized with this kind of problem centered curriculum that is having the challenging problems, and it provides an opportunity to the learners that how we can solve this problem. So, dear learners, you must take certain kind of steps to make your environment neat and clean. Try to clean your surroundings, try to keep your resources, store it, protect it, preserve it, because these all resources will be property, this is your property, and that you will utilize in future, keep it for future also. So, try yourself to keep your environment neat and clean, and also pass this message to others also, so that we could be able to have future that is showing that a lot of scarcity and of water and lot of a kind of pollution that we may have in coming future, and will be very difficult to live in the environment. So, these all kind of problems that we are facing, that should be addressed in problem centered curriculum. Interdisciplinary approach, synthesis of knowledge from different fields of discipline, provides a holistic understanding of the problem. So, as I told you that this kind of curriculum also encourages the interdisciplinary approach, that is interlinking one subject to the another, interlinking one discipline to the another. So, interdisciplinary approach, that is synthesis of knowledge from different fields of discipline, provides a holistic understanding of the problem, that how can we solve this problem and what is the solution of this particular problem at a wider level, or it is a kind of comprehension, that what kind of issues we are facing and we may have in future also. So, this interdisciplinary approach gives much more emphasis to interlinking the various discipline and studied in a comprehensive way. That is, solving a problem on renewable energy would require physics, geography and economics. So, this is a problem that how can we conserve the energy, how can we utilize the energy for betterment of life, and these all require the interconnectedness of three subjects: physics, geography and economics. Student-centered learning. Students actively engage in their learning process by formulating questions, learning and even proposing solutions. So, this is student-centered learning. Teacher-centered learning, I made a difference between these two, teacher-centered learning and this is student-centered learning. Student-centered learning gives much more importance to fulfill the psychological needs of the learner and to provide a kind of holistic development to the students. But in teacher-centered approach, the main focus is on teacher. Teacher is the authority that in what way he will deliver the lecture, whether he will give the space to the learner or whether he will give a kind of strategy that promotes questioning. So, it is not done and sometime only delivering the lecture by the teacher. So, no, this problem centered curriculum reduces this kind of learning where only the main focus is given on the teacher. So, the space is given in this curriculum, problem centered curriculum, to the student, and students' needs, students' curiosity, students' psychology, these all considered and given priority, and on the basis of that the problem centered curriculum is designed. So, students actively engagement and students actively participation, students curiosity, students way of solving the problem, students holistic development and students other kind of problems that they face in daily life, these all given priority in problem centered curriculum. Inquiry based and experiential learning, the focus is directly towards inquiry. Inquiry means just to observe what is real facts. So, inquire it that what you are observing in the real environment, and wherein students pose questions. So, the students may ask the questions because there is curiosity among the students just to know why there is no peace, why the scarcity of water is here, what kind of pollution that is creating a lot of environmental problems, lot of health issues among the students and among general public. So, these all examine possibilities and investigate solution. So, the task of the student is that the challenges that they are observing around the surroundings, they are actively involved in solving these all kind of challenges, and they proposed a certain kind of activity based strategy. On the basis of that, the problems are solved and students actively participate and student actively gave the answer that what kind of solution is needed to solve this particular problem. Experiential learning allows students to gain hands-on experience with the problem. Because the students are involved in teaching learning process and the students are trying to identify the reasons of that particular problem and students are trying to solve these problems. So ultimately there is development of hand skills also, because the situation is handled by the students. The situation and the related issues are handled by the students, and students identify the particular problems, and students collect the data. Students like to do something on the paper, that how can we solve these all. So these also develops a kind of hands-on skills. So the psychomotor domain of the students are also strengthened with this kind of problem centered curriculum. So cognitive domain is developed by encouraging critical thinking. Psychomotor is developed by the hand skills, and the affective domain by involving the students wholeheartedly and participate in the learning and work in a team and work in such a way that pay respect to each other, and considering this problem of a team try to give the solution. So this kind of approach, that is student centered learning, is giving much more emphasis, and the focus is giving to solve the students' curiosity. Collaborative learning, the students work in groups to brainstorm ideas, share experiences, and develop resolution. So it is teamwork, that they work all together and they try to understand, to try to make a kind of thinking just to understand the problem, share their ideas. What is the idea to solve this problem? What is your idea to solve this problem? So these all ideas in collaboration are considered, and in totality the solution is given and the problem is solved. So this collaborative kind of learning, by joining the ideas, by sharing the ideas, and by a kind of mutual respect to each other, it emphasizes that this is a teamwork, and this problem centered curriculum is very beneficial and for a kind of identifying the problems and solving this problem by collaborative learning. This fosters teamwork, communication and negotiation skills also. So the next one is focus on skill development. Beyond knowledge acquisition, the curriculum emphasizes critical thinking, creativity, problem solving and decision making skills. So dear learners, that you are able, and you are able to understand that what are the specific feature of this curriculum, problem centered curriculum. You must know that beyond knowledge acquisition, that we are receiving the knowledge in a kind of a reservoir, the curriculum emphasizes the kind of critical thinking. You think on the topic, what you observe, what do you mean by this particular problem, what is the solution of this particular problem, how can we solve this particular problem. So these questions are the important for the problem centered curriculum. And the creativity, that is a kind of strategy for solving the problem, and decision making, that is what is right and what is wrong and what is appropriate for that particular problem. So dear learners, what I want to say, that this problem centered curriculum is a kind of curriculum that gives much more importance to the learner's need, and much more emphasis is given for the holistic development of the learner, and creativity is enhanced by providing a kind of ideas, a kind of sharing the ideas by the team members, and when the student present in his own words the problem, so there is also mutual respect to each other and the teamwork and collaborative learning and a kind of skill development where the students are doing their work with own and trying to do with the help of their sense organs. So, this type of learning is also helpful to develop skills. So, beyond knowledge acquisition, the curriculum emphasizes critical thinking, creativity, problem solving skills and decision making skills. Decision making skills means that what is the right solution, that is the final. So, decision is taken by the group members. So, decision making skills are also strengthened by collecting the data and by interpreting it in real terms and in a kind of problem solving strategy in terms of that we can solve this particular problem. So, the decision making skills are also encouraged. Dynamic and flexible structure. The curriculum should be adaptive, being sensitive to the complexity of the problem or the students' interest and needs. Give you that is teaching strategies. So, dear learners, when we talk about the teaching strategies, we must know that what kind of teaching strategies are needed to operate this problem-centered curriculum. Problem-centered curriculum, several teaching methodologies align with the problem-centered curriculum, including problem-based learning, that is PBL. Students are presented with a problem and work collaboratively to explore and propose solution. PBL encourages inquiry, research and reflection. So, it encourages inquiry, it gives or it develops to this kind of research attitude among the students. Reflection, that is what is really perceived in the form of a kind of reflected rays by the students. So, this problem based learning is very a kind of teaching strategies that is essential here, that it involves an inquiry and a kind of research that is also having a systematic strategy, reflection that says that what comes out from the society and what the kind of situation that reflects and that says about the real life situation. Inquiry based learning, learners ask questions and seek answers, encouraging curiosity and long term recall. So, these are the also a kind of strategy that seek answers, try to understand the answer of that particular problem, encouraging curiosity and long term recall, that it remains in the mind for the longer time because the student is searching the problem and trying to understand what is the real problem that exists. Case studies. Specific problems are analyzed by analyzing and addressing real life scenarios or cases. So, case studies may also be promoted by this problem centered curriculum, as we can take a study of any educational institution, we can take a family just to know the medical or the health issues that gives and that goes from one generation to the another. So, these case studies may be done by adopting the problem centered curriculum. And another is project based learning. Students work on long term projects focusing on complex problem solving and integrating multiple skills and knowledge areas. So, long term projects for the kind of taking one problem and including lot of variables and taking few dimensions that can be solved or complex problem. solving and integrating multiple skills that is needed to solve this particular problem, and knowledge areas, project based learning. So, this project based learning also encourages, and this strategy can also be adopted for the problem centered curriculum, because focusing on complex problem solving and integrating multiple skills and knowledge areas. Application across disciplines, STEM education. Just in a previous lecture I told you that science, technology, engineering and mathematics education integrating to each other. We try to understand it, and problem centered curricula in STEM stimulate innovation and practical application of scientific and mathematical principles. So, practical application of scientific and mathematical principles based on this problem or inquiry centered strategies that are also encouraged in this applications across discipline that interconnected the subject try to understand, and a student should be encouraged to study all the subject by joining one subject to each other, and this kind of learning gives a holistic development of the students. The segmented kind of education sometimes gives only specialist of one field, but this interdisciplinary approach helps to develop students of all-round personality that can explain about all and that can understand a kind of learning that is having specific features of different disciplines. Social sciences, students explore societal issues like inequality, governance and cultural diversity, fostering empathy and critical analysis. So, this kind of strategies that helps the students to know and to identify the societal problems, that is inequality, it may be gender inequality, it may be biased kind of treatment to the society members, and there may be a kind of inequality between rich and poor, there may be inequality between two groups having different kind of religion, traditions and other kind of discrimination, that also comes this under the head of inequality. And governance, that is a kind of administrative problems, and cultural diversity, that may be due to state problems, fostering empathy and critical analysis. So, these are the subject that concerned in the social sciences. So, in social sciences we study about the social issues related to sociology, that is inequality, governance related to political science, cultural diversity related to the kind of other subject, that may be a kind of cultural education, empathy, critical analysis. So, these are integrating to each other, and the learners are presented a kind of opportunity to learn about the different subjects in joining each other. Environmental education, addressing environmental challenges such as sustainability and conservation makes learning urgent and meaningful. So, this environmental education also present a kind of a lot of problems to us, and conservation makes learning urgent and meaningful. And another one is medical education. Problem based learning is the application in medical schools to develop diagnostic and clinical reasoning skills. So, it is also helpful in medical education. This kind of curriculum is very helpful to suggest a certain kind of strategies for the medical students to develop the diagnostic and clinical reasoning skills. So they have one kind of problem, that what is the reason of this disease, what are the symptoms of this disease, what treatment would be giving for this disease. So these kind of problems are presented to them, and each problem has a certain kind of specific treatment. So they learn after identifying that particular diagnostic process, and this kind of medical aids are giving to the patient. So this medical education, we also have this problem centered curriculum, and it may be helpful for the medical students to learn about different kind of diseases and different kind of symptoms of that particular disease and treatment needed to solve this problem. So this is about the features of problem centered curriculum. So, dear learners, concluding this lecture, I would like to say that the specific feature of problem centered curriculum is that it presents a problem to the learner, and learner try to search the solution of that particular problem in a scientific manner, and a kind of research procedures are adopted here, as in a kind of develop scientific attitude among the students. Critical thinking is encouraged, and teamwork, collaborative learning, and different kind of qualities are developed among the students in order to develop the holistic personality. And the other kind of subjects that that our students study it at school level, that is social sciences, and the kind of this STEM education, these all are very essential for a problem centered curriculum. So medical education is also a kind of example of this problem centered curriculum, where medical students can be enriched by providing a kind of project or kind of a disease, and they try to identify the reasons and they try to give the treatment accordingly. So no doubt this kind of curriculum is really wonderful to develop the confidence among the learners, to develop the kind of critical thinking, and to enriching the mental faculties, and to make them a good kind of thinker, to think on the over the problem in such a way that what is right and what is wrong. So I do hope and believe that you could be able to understand the specific features of the problem centered curriculum along with the other disciplines that encourages interdisciplinary approach. So thank you very much. Be happy and be healthy.